Gracie, aka Marvel's Books. Today I'm going to talk about my weird, interesting, bookish reading habits. My first reading habit is that when I'm reading a book, let's say A Court of Mist and Fury, surprisingly I haven't done this habit with this book yet, but oftentimes I'll be reading and I'll be like, I wonder how many pages there are, so I'll go check. 624 pages. And when I get there, I'm like, oh, 624 pages, that's cool. And then I start reading the last page. And now I'm like, that's very interesting. All right. So I'll read the last sentence of the last page or just like scan it. And I often like kind of spoil myself. But it's not necessarily a bad thing because then I tend to have something to look forward to. Like with reading the last page of this, I just like a character showed back up again and I thought that they were going to be done as a character. I'm kind of more excited to see how this character comes back. I don't know if that makes sense, but people think it's weird. I used to think it was weird before I realized that I did it. Like, I've done it for I don't know how long, but I've never really thought about it until lately, like that I actually do it. So I used to be like, what, you read the last page? That's so weird and so like, why would you spoil the book for yourself like that? But little did I know I was being a complete hypocrite, because this is my favorite one. When I'm reading at night and I have the lights turned off, I wear my handy dandy headlamp, and it's really great because it has different settings. It's like red, bright white, less bright white. I don't want to like blind you, and then it turns off. But it also like has this little thing. It makes a bad noise, but it like gets down so I can be reading, and it perfectly aims at the book. Like, this is great. It looks highly ridiculous. I know what I look like right now, but it's effective, and it's a good tool for lazy people that are tired when they're done reading and they don't want to get up to turn off their lights. So they just leave the lights off and go. Beautiful. A lot of people read in complete silence and love the silence and have to read in silence. And others just like have the TV on in the background, or like classical music, or like something like that. Me, I blast Panic at the Disco. Not necessarily Panic at the Disco, but usually. Sometimes it's like Fall Out Boy, Ed Sheeran. But I'll be reading. If I were to read right now, the silence would actually distract me more than if I had music on. And I'll like sing while I'm reading, and I still understand what is happening pretty much. And I like it doesn't mess up my reading. It actually makes it better, because if it's silent, I kind of like I get distracted by the silence. That does not make sense, but that's what happens. So yeah, that's the thing. My fourth weird reading habit, I don't know if it's something that other people do or if it's really all that weird, but during the school year, I tend to read like at least 3 books, up to like 5 or 6 at a time. But in the summer, when I have more downtime, I just read 1 or 2, which is usually 1 audiobook and 1 physical book. But I don't understand why I do this, and it doesn't really make sense to me, because you would think that because I'm reading more constantly in the summer, I would get bored of a book and then want to read a different one. It doesn't make sense. I don't know how to explain it. That's what I do. If you do the same thing, let me know, because I don't understand it. It's not even like I have a book at school, a book at home, an audiobook, and then like a book if I'm bored. No, it's just like I bring whichever book I want to school, and I read whichever book I want to at home. My fifth weird reading habit is that all my bookshelves are organized in different ways. They're like each shelf on my bookshelf is organized in a weird way, which some people that might be normal. They might be like, some people I've seen are all rainbow. Some of them are in like genre order, and they're like a shelf is a genre, and then for those genres. It's in like alphabetical order or rainbow order. And I've seen those, okay? But we have my contemporary shelf, which is in rainbow order. We have my science fiction, random, urban fantasy shelf, which is just by series. We have my historical fiction shelf, which is by, like, date of, like, what date or what year the thing is set in. We have this up here is my dystopian shelf. Dystopian fantasy. I don't even know what that shelf is. It's just there. The one above that is a complete randomness. It's like fantasy that was good but not my favorite, and poetry and like thriller. I don't know, lots of things. And then I have my favorite shelf, which is literally like mostly fantasy and then some contemporary and some urban fantasy. And it's just like all over the place. I don't know if that's that weird, but I think it's kind of weird. Like when I look at my bookshelves, it's just like. And my TBR shelf is organized by author's last name, but I might switch it to be in rainbow order. I don't know. My sixth one is that when I track how many books I've read for the year, I do it in like a very specific way. And if I were to mess up, I would be really sad. So we have it in my journal here. So we start with a month, and I just picked green, so I was like January. And then every book that I read in January has to be written down, the number of the book for the year, and then the title of the book in the main color of the cover, and then how many stars I gave it on the right. Yeah. But then we go to the next month. It has to be the next rainbow ordered, or it has to be the next color in the rainbow order of the pens I have for the next month. So January's is green, February's light blue. So, and then, again, The Smell of Other People's Houses was mostly purple. So that is written in purple pen. Or for Monsters 5 was mostly red. So that's written. And then RR means reread. AB means audiobook. And ARC means ARC, so advanced reader copy. And if this gets messed up, I would be really sad. And then I have like a kind of like a key for the abbreviations at the bottom. The next one I have is like, I feel like some other people might relate to this, but it's that I use certain bookmarks with certain types of books. I don't just pick a bookmark out of my little bookmark thing and be like, okay, this one. It's like, no. So for A Court of Mist and Fury, I have this bookmark that says, shoot for the moon, even if you miss it, you will land. Even if you miss it, you will land among the stars. So there's that. And when I was picking a bookmark for this book, I had to like look through every bookmark and go, okay, what does this book feel like, and what bookmark should I use? Because I have bookmarks that have my artwork on it from when I was in elementary school. I have bookmarks that were gifted to me. I have like metal bookmarks that have cute sayings. I have like a Fault in Our Stars bookmark. I have like souvenir bookmarks, Las Vegas and Alaska, like things like that, which I've never been to either of those places, but people brought them back for me, so fun. It's just weird, I guess, because I'm so specific about it. If I pick a bookmark that I don't feel like fits with the book, I will not use if I decide that that bookmark doesn't fit, I will like not use a bookmark until I can get home and pick a new one. The last weird habit I have is that I don't picture faces while I read unless they are completely like, oh, I stared at his face and I saw this. Like, no, like that I see. But when they're just, doing things.
When they just say their name, you don't.
When they just say their names, I see like their body shape. I dream this way too. I don't see faces when I dream like at all.
You see their feet or something?
No, you like see their body and like they're there, and it's kind of like they're there but you don't like see them. Oh, it's really hard to explain. Like I see them but I don't see them. It's so hard to explain. So basically, yeah, I don't see faces when I picture people unless like it's really paying attention to their face. Like it's really hard to explain. Like I can see kind of what their hair looks like and like their body shape and their body, and like I see them, but a lot of times when I'm reading books, I'm like, it's like my perspective is from the side, so that I only see characters from the side or from their backs. Like, I do not see them from the front and, like, look at their faces. So yeah, those are my weird reading habits. Let me know if you share any, or just let me know yours.
Bye.